Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Triple D Podcast, bringing you the forefront in personal stories, YouTube, drama, entertainment, current events, and other assorted bullshit. To my left, the beautiful, the magnificent, and the product of incest, Disco Dolly!
Hey!
Everybody give him a round of applause, come on. Product of incest, yes. Cut. Okay.
It's not true.
To the right, I have got, actually, in front of me today, we've got a strange layout. I've got a handsome, dastardly, blonde Hitler Youth-looking motherfucker, fucking king of the crescent moon armpit, the wonderful Hitler Youth, Darryl!
Hey.
But now, ladies and gentlemen, something new is afoot. A new challenge has appeared on the stage because you've heard an unfamiliar voice today. You've heard the voice of a disturbing man, a terrifying man, a man from Mexico. A man who has mastered the art of Minecraft YouTubing, the illustrious.
Hello. Juan.
The border jumping, wall climbing, goddamn rights violating Juan!
It's a me!
Hey, give him a clap.
Hey!
Woo! Oh, you're gonna have to edit out all that clapping. It's gonna kill
Why are we clapping like autists?
It felt right at the time.
It's very nice to be here.
Juan, cut the accent.
Okay.
There we are. Hi, my name's Juan.
Hello, I'm from Mexico.
Tijuana.
Now, Juan, okay, so normally...
Curacao.
Yeah, so...
Curacao.
It's not even Mexican.
That's how I said it for so long. It's fucking tragic.
Curacao.
Sounds like a woman. Won't date.
References.
References, racism. But anyway, so... Normally, Juan, we start off with a little bit about ourselves, a little about current events, but since you're going to be here as like a one-off, two-off guest, share your life story. Who are you, Juan? Who is Juan?
I am the resident weeaboo of this podcast.
Boo!
I am bringing, other than Donovan, of course, I am bringing the beautiful world of waifus to this podcast.
Alright, and that's the end of the podcast. Thank you for joining us, Juan.
You funny cunt.
Run you can.
Yeah.
Are we going to have a waifu debate, Juan?
No.
We're not having a...
No.
Oh, he's considering it! He's considering it!
So,
You have to have Gick on.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
my best waifu is Darryl.
Oh,
the best
of
of waifus.
But you're my worst waifu, so.
I am his worst waifu, but to be fair, I'm
It's a love
competing
hate
against a, like, fucking mech, pretty much.
So it's like the tech monkeys fail your flunky right there.
Yeah, no.
Wee.
Yeah, rhyming, ladies
Are
and
you
gentlemen.
secretly a rapper?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm not a rapper.
Can you rap Death Grips?
Obviously,
Oh.
no. My plan is I'm gonna get into the diss track game in the long
Oh,
run.
yeah!
I'm gonna
nuts.
like there's Rice Scum. I'm gonna be Rice Chewy. That's my plan.
Rice chewing.
Rice
Darryl,
Chewy.
are
Yeah.
you going to reply to my diss track ever?
Oh, I actually had an idea that I was going to reply to it on the podcast, and it was going to be lit.
What? We're gonna have a diss track on this podcast?
Yeah,
I'll come back in 3
eventually.
years when-
Eventually.
Oh, why? Why have we done this?
I feel like...
Do you want me to read it out?
What? The diss track?
Yeah.
Should we rip your
Actually,
beat?
no,
As
it
long-
doesn't work because I actually say your real name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
well.
what I thought.
Oh, big L. But
You can
anyway.
just, like, overdub it every time you say it. It's like, Darryl.
Darryl.
yeah. And this motherfucker, Darryl.
Darryl.
It'd be perfect. But anyway.
Yeah.
Dreams crushed.
But now, so Juan, what do you... Okay, so we know you're a weeb, we know you're a degenerate, we know you love Darryl, Darryl doesn't love you, it's like a friend
I know,
zone,
it's
nice
very
guy
sad.
problem.
However, I do have another one that looks very similar to Darryl, and we shared a
Fuck
bed.
you.
Allegedly.
Did you...
Not
Not
allegedly.
allegedly. It was documented.
It was math.
But now, so
You should be ashamed.
were you thinking of Darryl the entire time?
Hmm?
Were you thinking of Darryl the entire time? Or was it like a, fuck yeah, you're
I
my
was
type.
mainly thinking about how can I make this bed, like,
Not gay?
wider.
Oh, you don't want to touch pins.
Because
I was like,
sword
is
fight.
there any way I can alter time and space and make this bed, like, twice as big so I'm further away? But other
yeah.
than that, yeah, no.
didn't he say that you, like, rolled over and so he snuggled in next to you and
Oh.
had a cuddle in the middle
See,
of
I was
the
asleep
night?
during that point, so I have no recollection, and that's what scares me the
Does,
most.
does he talk about what you smell like?
Ugh.
He probably has. He's been like, oh, wow,
Wait,
he
I
smells...
just miss the smell of that
He
sweet
smells
wine.
like refried beans. It's delicious.
Wait, Trump.
Refried beans is pretty good.
Trump.
Refied breeze.
Yeah. Neil Breeds.
Wait, hold on.
Director of all time, Neil
You just
Breeds.
said
Hold
my
on.
real fucking name.
Hold on, Juan.
There you go.
Hold on, Juan.
No one can work out my
I forgot what I was
Juan.
saying, so I'm gonna fucking edit that out because
Shoot yourself,
I'm a
Darryl.
degenerate.
Failure. But now, so normally we talk about like our recent stories, but once again, you're a guest, so we're not hearing from you. So what are some of your best stories?
Okay, some of my best stories are not ones that I have done myself, but that I have witnessed.
Okay.
Please enlighten us.
Yeah,
Juan.
it's all the crazy shit that happens around me.
Yeah. Because Juan, your life is just a cavalcade of chaos.
I mean, you know, I could talk about the plethora of retarded people that I've hung out with.
What's up?
Like, yeah,
Birds
no,
of
like
a
the
feather
ones
flock
with the
together.
which drive on the wrong side of the road when they're
yes.
taking me home into oncoming traffic.
Ah,
And then,
KJ.
you know, yeah, and then do a head check to get out of the lane as if he's changing normal lanes, even though he's about to drive into a fucking truck at like 11 p.m. at night.
The best thing about KJ, though, it was when we were doing the drive that formulated this podcast.
Yes.
He was driving straight down the middle of the road, of a country road, and he's like, no, it'll be fine. No trucks come down the road. It'll be fine. And then we nearly had a head-on collision and died.
No,
So-
he's supremely autistic. He
Oh,
puts
yeah.
me to shame, and that is saying something.
He is the supreme,
Supreme
leader
leader
of
of
autism.
autism.
Hey!
Yes!
Nice.
Oh,
That was
great
really
minds. But now,
Oh.
so tell me about your retard, your coterie of retards.
So obviously, you know, KJ is a pretty standout one.
Mm.
But on the, there's one that I recently moved away from. Yeah, we'll call him, Frank.
Frank
Frank.
Walker from National Tiles.
Yes, Frank Walker
Oh.
from National Tiles. So, you know,
Australian memes.
okay, in the meantime,
So
I went to
Frank-
Frank's
Checking
house,
too many
in,
minutes.
you know, in the middle of Whoopty-Fuck. I go inside, and it smells like piss.
Yeah.
I look at the floor, and it's covered in mats, covered in piss. I'm like, why do you have these mats, which are covered in piss, on your
Are you
floor,
saying,
in your house,
are you
in your
saying
place?
mats or mats or mats?
Mats.
Mats.
Yes.
Yes.
The
Like, you know,
yeah.
kind of like small bits of, like, you know,
Like a
material.
miniature rug.
Yeah, chances are. Okay, let's have a guess. Why are there mats covered in piss in Frank's house? Because my theory is he does not have a toilet.
Well, you'd hope that would be actually, you know, that would be worse if
Is
it was
it-
his piss.
Yeah.
But it was his dogs, because he recently got dogs at the time. And I'm like, why are your dogs pissing inside? He's like, well, we're toilet training them. I'm like, you're toilet training them inside? And he's like, yes, is that not normal? And I'm like, no, it's fucking not normal. Actually, quick sidetrack, I had to go to his house for a project previously with another person, and we were about to film something for, it was an IT project. We had to bake cookies and, like, you know, edit a video together.
What kind of cookies?
Right?
Cookies
But
that make
literally,
dog
just as
piss
we're about to
inside
start, this is coming from a guy, just as we're about to start, Frank's like, I want to watch the Melbourne Cup, and we're like, I'll get fucked.
Why?
So we spend like, you know, however long it is, like 45 minutes watching the fucking thing, and he's like, and one of the jockey, not the jockey, but her like brother had Downs, and
Oh, yeah.
this that's fine, of course, but his reaction was weird. He's like, what's wrong with that guy? Why does he look funny? Why does he talk weird? And I'm like, as if you don't know what Down syndrome is.
Yeah, I mean,
because he secretly has it.
Hey,
like, the amount of
let's
jokes,
not mock.
like the amount of jokes I make about you having Downs at school, like everyone should know by this point.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
but
Relax.
anyway, back to the main thing. So we go to
I'll
after
take
you know
it
dealing with
anyways.
you know this whole facade like stupid retarded thing of the dogs pissing inside. His little shitty mutt that keeps coming up and licking my balls. It takes a shit inside. It takes a shit on the fucking floorboards. and
First. Were you thinking of Darryl when it licked?
No. Let's sidetrack away from that.
Ooh.
So I'm like,
He was
bro,
thinking of the dog, of course.
Oh yeah, never forget the dog.
I'm
That's
like,
why you were dog fucker Juan in high school.
I am like,
He
well,
still
that's
is.
true, yeah. In fact, that was my name in the group chat. It was literally Juan the dog fucker.
Literally.
Yeah, literally. Literally.
What?
Anyway,
But,
Frank.
so,
Literally.
I'm like, look, Frank, your dog's just taking a fucking shit inside. What you do, right? What you do.
Why?
And he's like, I'm gonna do nothing. It's not my problem. It's like the previous time I went to his house and his cat was starving and like clinking on its bowl. And he's like, well, it's not my job to feed it. It's my sister's cat. Anyway, so we go downstairs.
So his answer is let them die.
The stage just keeps getting worse.
me
Because
about
we
it.
go downstairs and he's like, hey, I'm gonna make you watch Digimon. I'm like, I don't want to watch fucking Digimon. And he's like, no, you're watching it. You're watching the fucking dub. We're watching Digimon. And I'm like, fucking kill yourself. As we're watching Digimon, his little cat, which looks a little sick, because I don't think he doesn't feed it right, clearly, as previously evidenced, but also, it's just like, it just looked all mangled. It starts like nuzzling up to me, and I'm like, hey kitty, you know, grrr, and, you know,
Does the cat have a cell phone in it?
we're just watching, you know, shit shows. I'm
Yeah.
giving you a little pat on the head, and all of a sudden I hear like it just instant PTSD, like no flashback, boom, scrap. It's like,
It just looks up to you.
it bites like really hard on my hand. I start like bleeding, and then he gets mad. He's like, "You bitch, Juan, you dirty bitch!" He picks it up by like the scruff and like throws it at the wall across the room, and just like runs off upstairs. And I'm like, "Whoa, what the fuck? Why would you do that to your cat?" And he's like, "Do what?" It's like he didn't even realize he'd done anything at all.
That's fucked.
But yeah, let's so that's a funny story that's happened to me.
Yeah.
But let's move on from that.
What happened to that cat?
Steaming
Like-
part. Oh, look, I think it was that cat. It was a cat called. It was called Boots. I don't know if that was the same cat. Speaking of which, too many people have cats called Boots. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Terrible cliche. Be
yeah.
creative.
It's because they all look genetically the same because all cats are incest. It's proven. Alex Jones told me so. No.
Like Dolly.
Yes, exactly like Dolly. The Dolly incest disco. I flipped that around, but so is his genome.
Fair play.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that cat died because he messaged me a while later and he's like, "Yeah, I came back from holidays and my uncle was meant to be looking after my cats and my cat is dead." I'm like, "Lol, dude."
What?
I'm like, "How'd your cat die?" He's like, "I don't know. It didn't have any injuries on it. We just found it dead under a tree." And I'm like, so there's a few possibilities.
Yeah.
He's lying and he fucking stabbed his cat to death. His
Oh,
uncle
God.
looking after the cat didn't want to look after it and like poison the cat.
Or let it die.
Or the cat on its own accord like ate a poisonous plant and died. But
I have a
still.
fourth theory.
He had withdrawal from not getting thrown at walls.
Yeah, that's the only thing that kept it alive.
No. So Frank, he was at home. He's angry at the cat. He picks it up. He goes to throw it. But see, he's aiming for a wall, but there's a window. So it goes through the window and hits a tree, and that's how it died. That's my theory.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Peak theory. But yeah, I think we should do
But
that.
that's just the theory. A Frank theory. I don't think any of us have any good personal stories to share right now, so let's go straight into the tragedy that is Valentine's Day for the terribly lonely Disco Dolly.
Well, it's not
Well,
just
all
me.
three of
Let
you
out
are
the pain.
terribly
Let-
lonely.
Without the pain.
I don't know. Valentine's Day is just pretty annoying.
Painful.
Just really
It's
rubs
depressing.
into
Rub the salt in the wound.
Yeah, bourgeoisie just rubbing it into us, proletariat pleb.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
It's just like-
the Chad bourgeoisie versus the proletariat virgins, man.
Yeah,
Fuck
the
everyone in
proletariat
relationships.
versions. That should be the name of this podcast.
That no, it wouldn't fit. Subtle boasting.
Hey.
Not really.
You can say
Yeah, well, you can't fit
Yeah.
something in when everyone's starving. Okay.
Oh, it's terrible. But anyway, yeah, so the tragedy of Valentine's Day has hurt Dolly. Has it hurt Juan?
Not really. I'm very happy being,
Shut
just
in.
me and my waifus.
Yeah.
Oh.
My autistic waifus, yeah.
Yep. Did you buy a body pillow for Valentine's Day?
I do not have any body
Need you
pillows.
ask.
I do know people that have body pillows.
Do you? What are they?
What?
I don't know. Like,
Make up
she's a
some
chick, so
comedic
she gets
names.
like, guy body pillows.
Oh, you know a chick with guy body pillows?
You know, well, you kind of know her.
This is not
Can you give her a fake name so I know?
good. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No.
I can cut it out.
Yeah,
No,
it'll
you
be
can't.
fine.
Yeah.
Or
Your
just-
editing skills are trash.
Oh.
Oh, shit, Tech Monkey Fight.
Do
Oh,
you want me
he
to
wants to
send
take-
you the
he wants to-
originals
he wants to
and
take
then
the
you
editing
can
position.
judge?
Hey, if I get the original, then I'm like the first like Patreon user, basically.
Hell yeah.
Exclusive.
Yeah, exclusive
Yeah.
content.
Only on.
Give me a $5 on PayPal. $5 on PayPal, I can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You need nudes of Darryl, I got you covered.
Donovan at infowars.com.
You don't have my notes. You never will.
You fool. But anyway, so one, your phone password isn't very good. Two, okay, so Valentine's Day has hurt Juan, has hurt Dolly, has it hurt Darryl? Because
No.
Daryl's in a committed relationship, ladies and
He
gentlemen.
is the only one of us that is currently in
Like
a
a
actual
I have a
relationship.
waifu.
He says that because she's Asian.
He has a real waifu.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's what,
real
it's what
waifu.
someone like me
Racist.
dreams of
Oh,
getting.
yeah, a real waifu and
That's
real
not
waifu.
good, is it?
Real waifu, yeah.
But anyway, so how did Valentine's Day go?
It was pretty ordinary. She was working and I had to babysit my brothers, so I want to die.
Say it, Dolly.
Say it.
Say it.
What work was she doing?
She was making crepes.
Really? Crepe shop?
Yeah, she works
Oh,
at
I
a crepe
adore
shop.
crepes.
Oh my god.
That was the one upside of the old uni I went to.
Yes.
Beautiful crepe shop
Yes,
nearby.
we can attest to that.
You
Oh.
ditched, but I'm still there.
Yeah, it's because
Hey,
we made
do
a
you still get
mistake.
crepes?
Still getting crepes.
I've got a better
Do you still
place.
get Nutella milkshakes though?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
those
they're
were
so lit.
so fattening. It's
They were-
why I'm
they
like
were kind
4
of like
kilos heavier than
How
HSP
expensive are they?
crepes until
The Nutella milkshakes, I can't remember. Were they like pricey or were they
$6 or
right?
something?
Yeah,
They weren't worth it.
They were a little
Oh,
pricey,
yeah.
but they were so worth it. It's like instant fucking diabetes.
It
It's
was. It
fantastic.
was just like I can feel the man titties growing, but it's worth it.
And I watched the guy make it, bought all the exact ingredients at home, and like have a blender. I've been making them myself. So
How are you not fat, you bastard?
Yeah,
because
you're the skinniest one
I
there, you little cunt.
I expend a lot of energy crying myself to sleep.
Just sobbing. Sobbing's highly. Sobbing requires a lot of energy. Sobbing could be a sport. You know what isn't? You know what doesn't involve sports?
The Winter Olympics.
Exactly. Fucking failure of an institution.
It's trash.
Yeah, it's.
It
fucking
is trash.
It's like sport for people who
have skill
I
but
won't even
no
go on that
athleticism.
tangent. It's like
Well.
yeah.
No, I get what you're saying.
Worth anyone's
Because
time.
like luge, how athletic do you have to be to do luge?
But those bulges though.
Oh god, fuck
get
off!
onto that. No
Hey,
worries.
Yeah.
hey! If he does end up putting up that photo, someone made a perfect like clipping of Buzzfeed. It's like I think it was on Ariana Grande. It's like like people should stop being sexist, and then it's like a fucking Buzzfeed article saying it's like look at all these men's luge bulges. Oh,
That's just how
That
BuzzFeed
deserves
is.
gold medals.
I mean, they did the same thing with Justin Bieber's sex tape. During the fappening, they're like, the fappening's terrible. How dare anyone look at naked pictures of celebrities? Then they're like, Justin Bieber's cock is the greatest thing to happen to the internet. It's just, it makes them want to perform the eggplant technique. It's that good. No one acknowledges my fucking reference to the last episode. Fuck you.
eggplants. Look,
Eggplant
there's so many
jokes are
techniques to do with an
overused.
eggplant.
Apparently they're dead. Yeah.
However, most people who have done the actual eggplant technique,
It's.
they've been bleeding.
The human anus is not designed for an eggplant.
Unless you are a porn star.
Even then, you're probably gonna hurt yourself.
In which case, you're like, you
Probably
know.
gonna die.
That's what you're saying. So what Juan just gestured was a small hole expanding into a large. I'm gonna say like
Cosmos.
cosmos. A large expanse of.
It is the Big Bang.
Anglesey.
That is what the
Shift.
Big Bang Theory is. That if you bang it a lot, it gets bigger.
What?
Big Bang Theory.
I regret having you on right
Fucking
now.
yeah, please
Why have we
leave.
done this? But now legit. So,
Really, Donovan / Cole is regretting me.
Yeah, at least I keep it under wraps, man. At least I keep it under wraps.
Yeah.
At
okay.
least we've edited out the horribly racist comments. It kept just them mildly.
Yeah,
racist.
that's only for our paid subscribers.
Yeah, our Patreon subscribers, yes.
Yeah, if you come from
Which we have
InfoWars,
none.
we have a sponsor program with Alex Jones.
Yep.
If you come from his website, he'll refer you. Will give you the racist
Yeah,
content.
if you just give us the serial number of the super male vitality you've bought,
Yeah.
that's how you get the secret episodes. It's a promotional event.
Or like the water, it's
yeah.
basically a picture, like a cheap filter picture, but he's charging like $20.
Oh, I know, it's such theft.
I fucking love Alex Jones.
You know what else is theft? Thinking that any of the Olympic winter sports are sports.
No, that is so not. It's
They
like
are.
literally just. It's just saying, hey, you know what? Gravity's a thing, and I'm just gonna let gravity do its thing.
Exactly. Luge is just sitting there and letting gravity work.
I mean,
So
I understand. Obviously,
how is
skeleton.
bobsledding a sport?
obviously, Jamaica has a bobsled.
Hey!
And
Yeah.
they came last.
Cool runnings, man.
Failures.
Hey,
No.
didn't they come third or something?
No,
Fourth?
they did terribly.
They came at 4th out of 4.
No, that was just the films.
No,
They won a
it's-
few years ago.
They are
It's
losing
just-
their streaks. But
Come on.
I understand. Obviously, you know, there's a level of like skill
Yeah.
in terms of like shifting their body weight and be able to get around corners as fast as possible, and like you know, with drafting and like things. It's kind of like car
Drafting?
racing, like you know, working out like the drafts and like how to like
I get what you're saying.
being aerodynamic. However, compare it to the actual fucking Olympics or even the Commonwealth Games, which are trash, but they're still more athletic.
Fucking worse.
But anyway, that's a tangent. That Oh, but did you guys see the whole if Darryl
Fucking
If
cunt.
Darryl-
Darryl.
can pull up a photo of the Kim Jong-un impersonator.
Oh, this is so good.
A guy dressed
Sky.
up as Kim Jong-un to troll the North Korean cheerleaders,
Roasted.
Which is so
Oh,
good.
fuck,
Oh,
that
it
look,
actually
that, yeah.
looks a lot like
and he was pushed away by DPRK officials. But yeah, so this is like the ultimate catch-22 because if they don't react to their illustrious supposed leader appearing for them, they're going to get fucking like stabbed.
Gulag.
Their family's going to get gulag. They're going to get gulag. But if they do react, and it's not the actual leader, which it was, he's going to be like, as if you'd mistake me for this impersonator, I'm much better looking, fucking death. So,
To be fair, I don't think Kim Jong Un has ever looked that happy in a photo.
I know,
Don't
this
give
guy,
it a thumb
he is
up
like
either.
happy one.
Happy and it's like happy feet. He's like tap dance away.
Yeah, maybe he'd lose weight if he actually did that.
To be fair, there's one thing that actually annoys me is recently in like media, The coverage of that event's been because they've been like, oh my god, Korea has happy cheerleaders. It's like so much fun. I guarantee you, at least like 10 families are being held at gunpoint.
Oh, it's so true. They're just trying to like
Yeah.
supposedly prove to the world. It's like, see, we're a peaceful nation. We treat our citizens right.
No, those people, if they do not
No,
clap and
media's
feel
trash.
joy,
The
they
media
will be
flip
gassed.
flops to tell whatever narrative they feel like telling at the time. It's bullshit.
I saw on Facebook.
Also,
One of the commentators on Channel 7, they were talking about one of the Chinese athletes.
I've seen this.
I've seen this.
She said, I think it's a Chinese athlete. I don't know. They all look the same.
Oh my god.
That's amazing.
To be
I
fair,
love my country.
I saw a thing on Australian 60 Minutes. This woman had a stroke, and then you know how some people have a stroke and their accent kind of changes?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Obviously
I've
it
Her
seen
accent
it.
became
Yeah.
Chinese.
Yeah.
Chinese-esque.
Yeah. So
And,
a
you know-
stereotypical Chinese accent.
Yeah, and
What
she
you
said
would do
she was
if you were
she was
racist.
in the back of a, she was going to hospital in the
The
ambulance. And she said, oh yeah, I know I'm slurring. And they're like, nah, you sound like you could be working in the dim sim shop.
Oh.
And I'm like, that is the most Australian fucking bullshit to say ever.
I'm so disgusted and yet proud of
Her
my country.
accent was very, because obviously it's not an actual accent, it's like based on like in her brain how
It's
she
a
compartmentalizes
preconception,
accents.
yeah.
Yeah. So her accent was literally like,
It's her own racist mind.
my voice is stuck like this. And I'm like,
Oh.
honestly, everyone's
Jeez.
just gonna think she had a stroke and like has an excuse for being racist all the
I
time.
am a white woman.
Yeah, exactly. It was exactly like that.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
Okay. If we're going to talk about Australia being racist, we have to talk about Black Panther. Because out of the 3 negative professional
that's
critic Black Panther reviews, 2 of them have
We're
come
Australian.
from Australia.
Yeah.
Oh,
To be fair, as if you're not allowed to give like.
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
bad
Well,
reviews.
let's be honest. It's another Marvel movie.
it's another piece of shit.
It's not because it's shit. Because
I
it's like,
hate Marvel shit.
do you?
It's like Frank's cat.
you want to throw it
No, just on
on the
floor.
precipice of death?
They're just on the floor, a big steaming pile of shit.
Yeah. But no, like, with the Marvel films, I feel like the way to think of them is, okay, they're not art, they're not incredibly risk-taking or interesting.
Well, they're far from art.
Oh yeah, they're very far from art. But they are fantastic for what they are, which is products for young teens and adults with mental problems.
They're a lot better
And
than what
money.
they were.
And money, lots of
Just
money.
Like throwback
Lots
to
of
like what, like the Hulk movie, like years ago.
Ugh.
That was shit.
Didn't watch
Yeah.
Like
It was Hulk
they're
garbage.
getting a lot better.
Well, technically they're getting a lot better. Artistically, they are not.
That's because
No.
they're running out of ideas.
Yeah,
So they're starting
but-
to get creative.
My point is, it's
You can sort of see that starting actually after the either Captain America: Winter Soldier or after Ant-Man. Because you can see a lot of the other films up to that point were just, hey, we've got a formulaic action movie. Yeah, it's a sort of adventure, sort of fun.
Yeah.
Ant-Man, they tried to do a comedy. With Captain America, they tried to do a bit more of like a thriller.
I
And
still
ever
think
since
that
then-
Deadpool.
Deadpool, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Deadpool was Fox. It wasn't Disney.
No, I know, but my point is, Deadpool was a really like wasn't Captain America? Oh wait, yeah, no.
Winter
never mind.
Soldier was before Deadpool, I think.
Okay,
Yeah, so.
Don't quote me on that. I am not sober enough to remember dates.
Deadpool is the one like I actually really properly enjoy as a superhero movie because it's so it stands out more than the
It's
others.
self-aware.
Also, it's self-aware, yeah.
It's somewhat unique, but as a subversion, I think it was a bit overhyped.
It was overhyped, yeah.
It was a 7.5 masquerading as a 9 because everything else was a 5.
Oh, no, it's true. But other I never saw Avengers or anything around that time because I don't care for like big. Hey,
Hate
let's
shit.
feature as many fucking characters we possibly can, cram them in for fan service bullshit.
The
But
thing is,
yeah,
I think a lot of people are starting to feel the way you feel about this sort of comment, this sort of content. Because the one thing I've noticed is there's been an explosion in the use of the term cape shit to describe superhero movies.
Oh, I love that.
It's cape shit.
That's- yeah.
And it's so fitting because like these films, they're all the same, they're all so formulaic.
Oh, we're gonna get into this.
Oh,
no capes.
All the
Disney films, they're all the fucking
the
same.
path of
Oh,
the
you,
film and TV
and a long time
industry.
ago, in a galaxy far, far away,
Yeah.
a filmmaker sold the rights to his franchise to Disney.
Yeah, and
I
Disney,
regretted it instantly.
and Disney
Yeah.
said we are going to make 17 films, no matter who wants them.
Yeah.
Because,
So, recently, the Han Solo film, like the actual proper trailer dropped.
yeah,
And
hot garbage.
yeah, the whole time watching
Here's
it,
your
I felt
thoughts on it.
nothing but supreme fucking disappointment. And I'm not a long time Star Wars fan.
Star Wars.
Star Wars,
Wars.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm from
Joey
Boston.
Hey, I'm Joey Wheeler.
I'm going to be
Star
a
Wars.
contender.
Yeah, not a super long time Star Wars fan, but got into it because as a kid, I only ever saw the prequels, so no wonder why I wasn't into it.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, once I finally watched the originals, I was like, oh, this is actually, a lot better than the prequels. And then the new movies came out, Force Awakens, that was alright. Rogue One, that was alright. And then we are where we are now. We've got a movie no one asked for coming out, with an actor which can't act, which has to be trained on set how to act. We've got a movie that everyone wants to see, which hasn't really been properly announced yet.
Don't forget with Solo, it hasn't just been that the actor is a failure. The directorial team has actually been swapped out.
Yeah, I know. They've been swapped out 3 times?
It's because first you had the lead writer, and he's angry with Lord and Miller, who were the first directorial team, because he wrote every dramatic film in his mind, and they did not do it justice. They made it comedy with dick and fart jokes. Then Ron Howard came in, and he was brought in after Disney and was unhappy with what Lord and Miller came up with. Now, Ron Howard, he's a competent director, you have to admit, regardless of what you think of his work. He's technically competent.
Cheeky ringer.
What did he direct?
What has he directed? He's
Let's
directed
have a
shit.
Harold.
The Da Vinci Code,
Howard.
Apollo 13, How the Grinch Stole
Beautiful
Christmas.
Mind.
He's done a lot, is what I'm saying.
I mean, I don't know if he did
Rush,
these, it's
I've
just
got
what he's credited
That was
for.
pretty good.
I'm just doing it very basically on Google.
I've got Wikipedia.
Yeah, he has directed a lot. You have to admit that.
And
then
there
just
it
one
is,
stain on his
Solo,
career.
a Star Wars story.
But yeah, so
8 Days a Week, he did that. That was a Beatles film. That did well.
But yeah, so Solo.
So this line's all the directing.
Yes, so he has directed a large amount of films. The interesting thing, though, is because of the amount of reshoots he's been forced to do by the studio, he's been reported to be very, very unhappy because that was not the amount he was told he was required to do. That, combined with the fact that The Last Jedi did very poorly in foreign markets and had a very negative fan reaction, means a lot of people at Disney are actually projecting the film's going to bomb like a motherfucker.
Because no one wants it. Literally, no one asked for this film. No
Yeah.
one really cares. He's a beloved character, but only because of who he was in the... as already having been established.
And part of it is also part of it is also the performance sort of carries the character.
Oh, yeah.
So-
Harrison Ford, especially when he originally was in it, at the time when he was doing, he was being indie in Indiana Jones, he was
He was a big
he was
man.
someone who really fit well into that role, and he's suave in the way he acts.
I was dastardly lovable bastard.
Yeah, and also sort of very sort of
Darryl.
masculine, but also kind of breaking the rules.
Masculine, but not classically honourable.
Yeah, but this fucking new
Anti-hero.
actor,
A little bit.
they only showed little clips of him in the trailer because he can't act for shit.
Yeah, because he did an acting coach for him, so
He-
he can act.
He does not look
L.
like he's, even just in his body language, he's not filling that character.
Yeah, he looks a bit too
Pussy.
how do I phrase this? He looks a bit too neutered to be Han Solo.
Yeah.
Han Solo as a character he's classically masculine, breaks through, has a lot of self-confidence, but he's also not a PG character by nature.
And he fucking shot first.
He shot first, he blew Greedo's fucking brains out.
Yeah.
While with this new actor, at least from what you see in the teasers, and you can't comment much from what you see from the teasers, he looks a bit too
But we'll do it anyway.
Matt Smith, wacky, I'm
Oh,
not in this role.
there's another argument there.
Yeah.
True. Oh, Doctor Who, that betrayed me as a franchise.
It betrayed everyone.
Yeah,
We were
It
kids.
did
fucking
not
shit.
betray 15-year-old girls.
Oh.
No.
We were watching David Tennant as kids. We were like,
I love David.
He was-
yeah,
he
and
was
we're like,
great. He
damn,
was
this is
great.
actually, it's a cool show. It's pretty fun, pretty nice, very nice.
And then Willy Wonka Matt Smith shows
Oh,
up to
God.
tap dance on the dialect.
What's funny too is, in retrospect, he isn't as bad as what's coming, what's been more recent. So, more recently, you've had, this was briefly with Matt
You've
Smith
had
for a season, but you've had companions like Clara, which are just
Hot garbage.
well, yeah, pretty much, literally I'm the happy, clappy primary school teacher. Oh, hello, kiddies.
Part of the larger problem with Clara, though, wasn't that she is just happy, it's that she does not have a genuine human reaction to anything.
No, it's so true. And also, her fucking theme song is so annoying. It's
is.
it's,
And then, you present this character, every time she's shown some horrifying alien entity, she's like, this is a comedic moment! Haha! I am the quirky female character!
and then
that's
there's that...
It's frustrating because you can't get into the drama of the scene.
Yeah.
It's the same problem with Matt Smith. Every time he was presented with a problem, he's like, I have a biscuit! Ha!
Yeah,
Just fuck off, just die! Just die, you
because
fuck!
in the really old Doctor Who's, they do that a little bit with, do you want a jelly baby? But they did it right.
Part of it was also that was done primarily outside of serious scenes where there was supposed to be risk to the characters.
Well, or a lot of it was actually done in kind of serious scenes where, he'd be threatened with death. He's like, he's basically saying take a chill pill, but they did it well because back then it was less so about the character. It was actually less so about the characters in the sense of like romances and all this like sort of crap. It was more about like portraying a message. So a lot of the old ones actually talk a lot about like global warming and things, but like subtly, and like a lot about like social issues and things at the time.
To be fair, Kill the Moon was a great social message about apparently why Stephen Moffat thinks abortion is evil.
I'm talking about like pre like 70s. I'm talking about.
Sorry, Kill the Moon was great because it was the most it was the worst episode. Of
that was like the most autistic episode I've ever seen. It's like the moon is a dragon egg or some crap, and I'm like,
God.
And then the dragon lays an egg that apparently after being born that has the same density as the egg.
Yeah,
physics.
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Science, bitch.
What's funny about it too is the fact that like, sure, Doctor Who's being sci-fi, like aliens and shit, not fantasy though. It didn't fit the tone at all. But yeah, and then you've got like the whole fake story with Danny Pink, Clara's man, and how he dies and becomes a Cyberman, and how everyone's apparently really sad about it, even though it's bullshit.
He becomes a Sideman.
Cyberman.
He becomes a Sideman.
He was always a Sideman.
To beef with KSI.
But
there probably is more money in that than working for the BBC.
Yeah. Oh no, the BBC's tanking hard, and
it is.
It's sad because they used to be.
Shouldn't have got rid of
20th century.
Well, look at its pilot shows internationally. You had Top Gear, which is gone. You had Sherlock, which is tanked. You had Doctor Who, which is slowly tanking because the young male.
It tanked a while ago. I think I stopped watching after Matt.
The only thing it peaked in is
look, dinosaurs on a plane or whatever that spaceship.
The only reason it peaked for some people is because of basically Tumblr people, like fandoms.
Yes. Well, it's because it shifted from a show for families to a show for lack of a better word, that's sort of like Tumblr, fangirl, every man is secretly fucking behind the scenes audience.
And also, on the flip side, it's still for family, but it's shifted from families to very young kids as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like there's that episode where he's like, "Please save me from the monsters," and I'm like, it just felt wrong.
Well, but you could be like 14 and watch it. Throughout the David Tennant area.
Oh, you could be. Well, yeah, I had my sisters. They were like 16 at the time. They still enjoyed it.
Yeah, but now it's reached a point where like it's sort of 12 and under.
Oh, I think it's even 10 and under. I really do.
10 and under, or if you're a degenerate fan.
Because I remember being 12 and actually like David Tennant had just sort of left, but I was still like interested in the show. I was keen to keep watching. Very start of Matt Smith, I had hope, and it died very quickly.
Well, part was also like.
And the whole River Song romance thing. That was
terribly done because it was just. Riversong was very frustrating because, as a character, she violated a lot of the established rules of the lore. So you couldn't get invested in scenes because the rules don't apply to her.
And the Master, they did the same thing to the Master. They kind of...
How so? Like...
Missy?
I don't have much of it. The issue with Missy, like, she was played well by Michelle Gomez.
Oh, no, she was, yeah.
It was just the character was written in kind of an annoying way.
It was too goofy, and, like, the whole thing, how it's like, hey, we're both Scottish now. That was annoying. And also, here's another side note. They let Peter Capaldi use his shitty Scottish accent. They didn't let David Tennant use his golden Scottish accent.
True, that did frustrate me.
Because Peter's is shit.
It is shit.
But David's, it's like liquid honey in your ears.
Liquid honey.
Oh, that sounds a bit gay, John.
Aye.
Just a little.
Oi.
I'd be gay for David.
I would totally, as if you wouldn't.
Yeah.
The creepy thing, though, isn't he married to the girl who played his daughter?
Yeah, he's married to Peter Davison's daughter in real life, who played his daughter, and Peter Davison also played the Doctor, so it all fits.
It all fits in a horribly incestuous plot.
Having said that, speaking of shitty Doctor Who family trees in the show, the whole thing how he was married to River Song, which is actually Amy's daughter, which was named after her best friend growing up, which was also River Song.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, her best black friend growing up, which for some reason...
Why does that matter?
Why does
that matter? Juan, do you hate the blacks?
Juan.
No, what...
Thanks, distraction against the black.
What I don't understand is why would they take a character that was black and make her white?
Okay, so it's the other angle. It's the how dare you make her white angle.
Well, that's my point. It's like, why?
Juan, you racist.
It's like, oh, we can only have her in a flashback as black. We can't keep her as black.
They kept her black for like an episode, didn't they?
Yeah, an episode where they tried to kill Hitler and threw him in a cupboard.
That was terrible.
It's like, oh, and then they tried using that shitty, like, where it wasn't even good British humour. It's like, oh, I've just put Hitler in the cupboard. Oh, isn't that funny? You can quote the show. It's like, no.
To be fair, that's the large problem with a lot of modern BBC humour. The joke is, I've done something wacky. It's not clever. It's not well constructed.
That's what was good with things like Black Books and all the old
Yes.
2000, like
Oh, I love
mid-2000s.
Black.
You can even find it with some good classic American comedies. Like Frasier was phenomenal with the back and forth.
Oh, IT Crowd, that's another one.
IT Crowd.
Mid
Come on,
2000s was a golden time for like British comedies because they didn't kind of give a fuck about like budget or like you know kind of the aesthetic of the show. They cared about like the actual content more.
I've noticed. I have not talked half as much as I usually do. This has become the Juan cast.
Yeah,
the
the
Juan
Juan
cast,
cast.
the Triple Juan podcast,
Can I add a caveat to
the
that?
Green Card podcast.
You said about like how they didn't care about like money and all that. And
Well, I mean, they of course did, but it
of
was
course,
different.
but it wasn't the same.
It wasn't like the same
it was-
bullshit,
It was
like-
authentic.
Yeah.
The Room, terrible movie in terms of production and all
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
But I think why it's caught on is because it's
Authentic.
It's something different to all your superhero movies.
You know
So
what's
they're
great?
all the same, they're generic, and it's just the same reverberated shit.
I think part of
Yeah.
the things are also with a lot of bad films that are made in the modern day. Sharknado,
God.
Zombiever.
They're just cringe.
They don't just cringe. They know they are making garbage.
Scream 4.
Tommy Wiseau, while he was making The Room, he thought he was spilling.
Making a fucking
He
masterpiece.
thought he was spilling his heart out onto the page.
I love
And
to-
a legitimate failure of his attempts at creating a dramatic piece of art are far funnier than anything that anyone can do by intentionally.
Exactly,
making
exactly,
something
yeah.
terrible.
Exactly.
Also, I love too how his like we know so little about him, like
Oh, yeah.
his country of origin, his age, even like people can just kind of guess.
Yeah, 60s? I'd say 60s.
Yeah, but
Probably
no
got,
one
like,
knows his actual
50s.
date of birth. Like he's very secretive about his private life.
Yeah, because he had old man ass in the
I feel like it adds to the
Do
mystery.
you know Old Man Ass?
You're tearing me apart, Lisa.
Oh, that was...
But also the ADR in that
Right.
film is fantastic because it's all slightly out of sync with all
Yeah.
their mouth
And
movements.
so much is
Yeah.
dubbed.
Yeah, most of it's dubbed. Except for that, I feel like the only thing that I noticed it wasn't was you're tearing me apart, Lisa, a bit because he says it loud enough for the mic to fucking pick it up. But so how's your sex life? So
Mine, though,
keep
I
a
was-
review.
Keep your
From,
stupid comments in your pocket.
yes, leave your stupid comments in your pocket.
I love that. I'm
Son of a bit, no.
I'm trying that in real life now.
It's
It is
fantastic.
the best.
But I saw a great review from 2000, like when it was released in 2003, being like, you know that creepy guy in high school that doesn't speak English very well and Leah's over girls? Yeah, well he's grown
Is
up
that
now.
KJ?
Yeah, now he's grown up and made a movie. That's what someone's review of it was in like
I'll
New York
kill it.
Times.
Oh, that's too
Very
real.
accurate though.
Too
Speaking of Mexicans, I did
What's
work
up?
for a Mexican restaurant.
Yes!
Well,
that
which
is a
is
great
owned by
story.
It was owned by two
Please.
white guys though in New York. So,
real. That was so good.
but
They probably just do that out of
I'll just
spite
briefly
anyway.
cover this because we already kind of covered
Yeah.
stories. But so the deal was me and my sisters, we were gonna go to a proper Mexican restaurant, but unfortunately it was a Sunday, it was closed. So we were like, okay, well we're already in Melbourne, let's just Google one that's close by. We're hungry as fuck. I walk in and I'm just ordering food, and the guy looks at me and he's like, "Hey man, here's my number." So the first thing goes through my mind is fucking stay away from me, you rapist. Second, but then he's like, "Are you looking for a job?" And I'm like, "Not really, but." So I was very apprehensive, but you know, to him that means, oh fuck yes. So he gives me his number. He's like, "Can you start on Wednesday?" I'm like, "I'll give it a go.
Were you being picked up one?
I'll give it a go." That's what my dad thought. He's like, "Just make sure he's not a homosexual." And I'm like,
Oh my
God.
Juan.
Demonetized.
Oh,
"No,
yeah.
you can't get demonetized for that. You get demonetized if you mention homosexual." That's the true thing. No, what?
No, it actually is. A lot of channels dealing with sexuality and activism got demonetized in the big apocalypse.
Rightfully so. I'm Australian. No.
That is not how our
No,
country
yes,
feels.
my
We
dad is
voted
a,
yes!
That's
Yeah,
true, we did.
he's just religious.
Yes,
so,
Despite all the bigoted grandparents.
Dude,
my dad holds religious views, so
Parents.
that's that.
I didn't
But-
vote yes, I voted yes.
Yeah.
Oh, enjoy.
No, that's what,
Yeah.
that's what Mass would have voted. Psalm. Psalm.
So much editing.
Yeah.
Well, no one knows that that's his name anyway.
Yeah, it's not like anyone could flip around and
Maurice
guess.
Moss.
Maurice Moss, yes. So I walk in, and then, anyway, I call the guy up, you know, because he's like, call me up, you know, I'll tell you when to work and everything. And I'll, you know, tell me your financial details, put it online, log you in and all that shit. He's like, yeah, man, I thought I'd hire you for diversity. And I'm like, fuck off, like, what?
Too many
It's like,
ethnics.
I'm like the whitest guy ever. And he, actually, sorry, I'm Juan, of course.
You're the whitest Mexican I've ever met.
Yeah, I'm the
Yeah.
whitest Mexican. And he's like,
Oh,
yeah.
Hey,
Speaking of which, this guy was also really white, and he's running a Mexican restaurant. Doesn't really fit. Anyway, he's like, yeah, man, I've got too many Latinos, and they're all on visas, so they can't work
Oh, that-
more than blah blah hours a week. So I need someone to close up shop and blah, 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 blah. So anyway, I'm like, alright, I'll try a shift. So I get there, and for a start, like, I instantly knew that this wouldn't be for me, because I'd already been, like, woken up 6:30 that morning, been to uni all day, stayed till 6:30 at the evening when my shift started, and the shift was meant to end at 11:30. The shift actually ended at, like, 1 a.m. I couldn't get a train home, had to spend half what I would have earned on an Uber home. That was trash. But during the shift, little things piss me off. So firstly, you have to wear your own, like, casual clothes, because that's the vibe of the business.
Oh, hell yeah.
Really?
Like, your own jeans, your own sneakers.
You gotta be hip and happen.
Now, my sneakers got all water soaked because they fucking just pour buckets of water on the floor, and it's slippery as fuck. My knees were stuffed from, like, walking so carefully that you don't slip. Because sneakers don't have a lot of grip.
Are you 50?
No, sneakers don't have a lot of grip. And, like, everyone
He
else
does
is
wear
like...
old people's clothes.
He does.
No, I was wearing, like, Vans. They just don't have much grip. But also, yeah, so they had water on the ground. I'm like, surely, like... I'd done, like, the online training. That's, like, not health and safety. Like, it's not congruent with the rules and safety regulations. But... on the top side, I was like, shit, my fucking voice, it's really stuffed. Why is it stuffed? And it's like, he's like, oh, that is the spices in the air, man. And I'm like, okay.
Was he Jamaican?
No.
Hello, Mark! I'm on the Mexican restaurant!
Pretty much, that was actually the best thing. The workers there, the Latino workers, they're the best ever. They're like a family. They're also like tightly knit together. So the cook, there's only one actual chef there. The rest of we just like assemble burritos and stuff.
Did he share some Ace Bud with you?
But he was like singing like
Smoke
Mexican
it out,
songs
yeah.
the whole time. He's like, "Ay, amor," and he's like flipping like.
Why does he
fish.
sound Italian?
I don't know.
You can't do
Somebody
accent.
touch my mustard.
Someone's in this house. But yeah, no, they seem really close. But the fact that so in my training, I learnt that these two white guys from New York established the business in Australia because they're like, yeah, we realized there's not enough Latino influence in Australia. I'm like, gee, I wonder why that could be. It's not like we share a southern border with any Latino. It's like fucking moron. Anyway, so the two whitest guys whose only experience with Latino culture is being in New York and going to Mexican restaurants decide to start a chain in Australia whose slogan is, we know who we are, so let's not try and compete with the competition. Legit.
That's their slogan.
Yeah.
No, but when you log on, that's like
Their slogan, never try.
They're like
Wow.
their motto. They're like, you know, their mantra for their business.
Yeah, because when I was because I've gone to this restaurant, I've also gone to a few good Mexican restaurants when I was in California. They welcomed me like family. But anyway, so yeah, there is no comparison. It is.
So yeah, I called him up like the next day, and I'm like, I can't do this job. One, like time wise, going into the city, fuck that, and yeah, it was trash. My mum recently came back from what she calls her spiritual growth group. It's basically a Bible study. Anyway, she comes back and she's doing this random tangent that she always does. She does random tangents that are low-key racist.
Oh my god, am I your mother?
But yeah, I'm like, it was totally irrelevant to what I was saying completely. I don't remember what I was talking about.
Irrelevant.
But she randomly pulls out a quote from the Bible talking about something about like how it's really bad. She said, basically saying that, yes, as I think it was like Mark or something said, she's like, as blah blah says in the Bible, you know, all the devils should be outcast to Africa, which is why Africa's full of all the devilish people. And I was literally like, oh, mummy, don't do that.
What?
How many times have you said that before, Juan?
Too many.
I've said that way too many times, like the drunk tried to whack me with a pan. I'm like, hey mum, I'm cooking dinner, I'm just putting ingredients out. And then she's like, don't put the ingredients out. I'm like, I'm not cooking it now, you dingus. She's like, I'm not a dingus. She gets the pan and she's running towards me. That legitimately like fucked me up though for a while. Like, legit. Like, all jokes aside, that was bad.
I'm gonna pee!
Oh
my god!
That's on you. That's
Yeah,
on you.
I was like low-key traumatized for like a year. Don't mind me.
I think you just traumatized Donovan.
Sorry, it's fucking amazing.
He traumatized
So,
himself.
I'm just picturing her with the fucking pan doing an anime run with speed lines, and it's killing
The
me.
Naruto run.
I know where I get my uncoordinatedness from, which is her.
Is that she missed?
No, yeah, I could literally block every move. Like she's like, "Ree!" and I grab her arm, and she's like, her eyes like crazed. She's like, and I'm like, help.
This sounds more and more like an anime.
You know what's great?
Like
They only get the sounds. They don't get my actions. They are just hearing me doing like weird grunting sounds. It was literally like that.
Should we tell the story?
I don't think it's that interesting to be honest.
You don't think it's that interesting?
I don't. Nah.
I also don't think we have enough time.
I think we should move
It'll
on.
probably be cut.
You're right, because we have to get into the meme review.
But
Yeah,
also,
eventually.
Fuck
so we're not
Black
going to talk
Mirror.
about Black Mirror.
No, fuck
Well,
that
we
shit.
touched on it.
Meme
Hey,
review.
I don't. Look,
We spoke about it for 5 seconds.
Black Mirror's great. Watch it.
Black Mirror is fantastic.
Yeah,
We'll
it's
talk
very
about it
good.
next episode. Bam.
We keep moving into the next episode.
Basically, all you
Yeah.
need to know is Black Mirror is great.
Before we get into the meme review, I have to say something.
Alright.
I had a
Darryl.
glorious Teen Wolf rant last episode.
No, it was
The
gay.
intro was kept, and then he fucking cut it. And this fucker
Deserved-
Darryl.
It
Like, I
deserved
swear
be
to God.
cut.
Okay.
Did he get you in trouble for that?
No, I'm just angry. That's what matters. Oh, because I'm spilling all of his secrets. Beginning with his girlfriend's penis length.
Although Lydia is
How
the
long
girl.
is
seen it?
Teen Wolf.
Too long. So it is as long as Teen Wolf is bad. Look, all I'm saying is
That's pretty long.
she's
Okay,
she's
yep.
quite short. That's why I call her tripod.
Yes,
let's move
go.
on to the meme review.
Ooh.
Fucking hell. You're gonna make me
Okay,
dead.
so-
I love memes, and we're gonna review some more
Also
memes.
known as Darryl can edit
Fucking
showcase.
hell. What's wrong with you?
Wait.
What's
It's
wrong with
a
you?
lie.
Oh my
us.
God! I just showed up descended from a monkey. That was.
Yeah, I don't know how you laugh like that.
That's,
It's just me screaming internally.
that's definitely going on the soundboard.
Oh.
That's definitely going to be a drop.
Yeah, it's just me with the
Drop the bass.
the fucking monkey screech. Perfect.
Alright,
Sound like
so
Kevin from Up.
So what are the
So-
freshest new memes on the scene?
our
Darryl?
first meme, we're
There's
going
nothing really big
back.
right now though.
Shut the
But
fuck
you
up.
know.
Shut
This is
your mouth.
my piece.
You're
This
the-
is where
you're
I
the-
get to talk.
You're the guest. You're the guest. Shut your mouth.
Yeah, shut your mouth.
That's why I'm talking, because I'll only probably be here once. You'll kick me off after this.
Hey, when we
No,
make,
you performed pretty well. We might
when
might
we
keep
make-
you on.
Oh no,
I'm
what
not
will I
kicking
talk
on.
about? Oh.
Mm.
when we make the Mexicast, trust me, it's glorious.
Yeah.
Just 100
The
like
Tia
spin-off
Caster.
podcasts.
Yeah, we've got the Mexicast. Me and Dolly have an alt-right podcast planned. It's gonna be great.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
Me and KJ.
Yeah, no way.
The Indian podcast.
And
Anyway.
IndieCast.
so we're moving back in time a little bit with the memes. This one is a particularly good one for Juan, one that he enjoys a lot. Steamed hams.
Steamed fucking hams.
Yeah.
Steamed hams is a fantastic meme because it takes what would otherwise be a kind of sort of ignored scene from like the OG Simpsons episodes and reminds everyone that it used to be a funny show.
The real question, Juan, is it devilish? Is it
Delightfully devilish.
Delightfully
It is delightfully devilish. Now, on the surface, like people just had the actual clip from the show and it was like kind of funny, but what's more interesting is to see what people have done creatively over time with it.
Yep.
Because it seemed a bit like you couldn't do much with it, but people have done like so many crazy like. I saw a really creative one actually where someone was playing like piano in time with steamed hams, and they did like kind of like it was just so it was good. But
Here's one I found that I adore. It's the whole bit is just they've redone it so that steamed hams is a conversation in the amazing RPG Fallout New Vegas. With all the conversational options, all the skill checks involved, it is the funniest goddamn thing.
Shall we take a look?
Just let's get to a point in the middle. So first you've got the Fallout New Vegas style opening with sort of the washed out frames.
Why is there smoke coming out of your ovens?
Then you've got the Fallout New Vegas background music. And then you've got the sort of skill check related conversational options. And it's phenomenal.
If
You've
you play Fallout, you'll find it good.
Yeah, here he's buying from a merchant.
Ready for mouth-watering hamburgers? I thought we were having steamed clam.
See, it's very good. Now, probably stop here. Now. We don't have to go through the whole thing. Keep it
Yeah.
in mind.
yeah, we get it.
That's enough.
But
We
See,
get the point.
I've got a point, but yeah, so I think there are a lot of good steamed ham memes.
Our
Steamed
channel.
hams, but Skinner is honest.
The one
No,
no
question,
steamed hams, but they have schizophrenia.
Shut up.
the one question though, I need to ask
Skip
is,
towards the end.
the one question though is, have they changed the comments on the regions?
Skinner doesn't lie.
Same thing.
Like, do they say like, we're doing this,
Yeah.
Albany? Like, do they do that?
Yeah,
Or-
they just did. Yeah.
Okay, not here in Albany.
Goes to towards the end.
Towards hams. Yes, I purchased fast food and I call them steamed hams. Call them steamed hams. So, excuse me for 1 second. Okay.
No.
Oh, you guys! Good Lord, Aurora Borealis! So, that is Aurora Borealis. It's smoke.
Seymour, the house is on fire!
Yes. Well, Seymour, you want to
Oh, so
Yeah.
beautiful, stunning, and brave. So,
Alright, I think we've been exposed to enough steamed hams now to be able to make our judgments. So,
first, do you want to start with the guest or end with the guest?
we'll start with a guest.
Okay, so I like what people have done with this meme. Particularly,
Please
like,
don't give it a Juan.
you should check out the piano version. It's pretty creative. I would vote it a 3.75, I think.
Okay. So your reasoning is just some good stuff's been done with it, but otherwise it's like weak.
What limits it is, well, just its origin. I mean, you can only really, there's only so many ways to skin a cat,
Please die. There are many ways to throw it, though.
Yeah, there are many ways to throw it.
Yeah.
Underhand, overhand,
Into the fucking wall! Oh, dear.
through a window.
Allegedly.
There's a lob.
Allegedly.
Alright, what do you think, Dolly?
I actually quite like the steamed hams. I understand that it's quite a limiting format. Yes, thank you. But
Dolly.exe. Been crashed.
need a restart. But I think
Where's your restart button?
Hey.
Wink.
that's
Hey.
very get
We have to grab the eggplant.
get your hand away from the back of my chair, boy.
One just gave him a little tap.
Oh, actually, I didn't. I was going to.
Gosh.
A little diddle.
Allegedly.
Call
I think the
911
fact-
as a rapist. Shut up.
I think the fact that it's been done creatively in a lot of different ways, I think that makes it quite successful. So I'm gonna go with a 4.
A 4? Do you want to go, or should I?
Do you have... I've got some points.
I'm a little bit more
okay.
against it than I think the rest of you are, because...
You only like edgy memes, pretty much.
Yeah, I'll admit that. I like
that people killing themselves.
That's why Tide Pods were the best meme. They killed people. But no. My issue with this is more, it is very limited. A lot has been done with it, but it never broke into the mainstream, so I can't give it that. It's limited to a video format.
What's wrong with not breaking into the mainstream?
That's just, it's part of the criteria is popularity. It's one of the reasons, even
Well,
though I
normie
thought...
criteria.
It's part of the
Yeah.
reasons I thought, somebody touching my spaghetti, I thought that was garbage. But I had to give it like 3.5 because ultimately it did get very popular for a short period of time.
But what about someone's in this house? What about that?
Yeah. Didn't get as far as spaghetti, but still, quite good. But anyway, so I don't mind steamed hams. I have nothing against it. There have been some good things done with it, but I think a lot of the stuff done with it is pretty low tier. So, 3.25.
Oh. Well, you all have given it a pretty high, so I'm going to go out on a plate and immediately say I'm giving it a 2.
Oh,
I am
shit.
not as impressed as all of you would be. Look, we're rating it out of 5. 2.5 is an average.
You said 2.
I think that 2 is lower than average.
It's
I think this is
substandard.
below average. I don't think it sucks. I just think, as points you've covered before, you can't really format it into much else. The original clip, it's quite funny, but we've seen a lot of funny things in the past. I think this is... It's just generic,
It's
I
weak.
find.
I think the reason
It's
I
very
like
weak.
it particularly is just because it reminds me of the old. I mean, there's already a mix of it, like old YouTube poop, like the concept of just trash on YouTube and people editing and like Timote LSD, and I don't know. I really like that era of YouTube, 2009 YouTube, where everything was just hot garbage. And it's very nostalgic to me. So, I don't know, it reminded me of that.
I don't think it touches into that enough
Yeah.
to be able to
I agree with
relate
that.
it to YouTube poop. Otherwise, I definitely give it a lot higher. It isn't a normie meme because it hasn't broke into the mainstream, but I still don't think
You hate
that I would.
I think, though,
I fucking hate normals.
Then why are you hating on this shit?
in terms of what has been done with it, though, I would say it's a normie meme.
Yeah.
Not much especially creative
Yeah.
or fucked up shit has been done with it. And it's still...
Why does it have to be fucked up for you?
That's where I
Because
find
that's
my
what it
comedy.
gets off to, John.
Oh my
It's the
god.
only way I can feel joy.
Yeah,
One.
unless the goth GF has a gun to her head, you don't get off.
Yeah, the gun has been in her head, not mine.
Yeah.
But anyway, that aside, it's quite a... How do I put this? It hasn't changed anything in terms of memes. It hasn't really expanded what's acceptable or changed what's acceptable.
Yeah.
It is a bunch of meme makers did what they are expected to do with a new format, and that's all that was done.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's why I didn't vote it any higher. I would have... Initially, I would have gone 4.25, right? No.
No. Tide Pods kill people. It's like Tide Pod gets 4.25.
Actually, I saw Tide Pods in a compilation of the worst memes of 2018 so far, and I'm like, poor Donovan's gonna cry.
Oh, I'm not gonna cry. I'm gonna fight that fucker. Wait till he's asleep and hit him with a tire iron.
Alright, so now we'll move on to our next meme. We're going to go to the Amazon Echo memes, the Alexa memes.
Oh, yes.
We're going to start off with a nice video, which I'm sure...
Bing, bing, bong, bong, bing, bing. Alexa, accept the call.
Hello.
You forgot to mention how hard this whole parenting thing would be.
It has not been easy for me. And, you know, I started off in Brooklyn. My father gave me a small loan of $1 million.
This is Jody, first-time mom. And these are the twins, Benny and Sarah, first-time babies.
Why doesn't he show his birth certificate?
Meet Emily. With the help of her grandpa Tom, they're about to launch a project of cosmic proportions.
Oh, this is my favorite part.
build a great
So do I.
Jesus Christ.
Mega.
The big one is Jupiter, with its anti-cyclonic storm, aka the Great Red Spot.
Wow.
Have you ever done this before, Grandpa?
Oh, yeah.
Sure, fake news.
But Echo Show helps.
I reckon we've seen enough to get the
Yeah.
idea of, of this one.
Alex
So
Jones.
basically it's
The Alex Jones
redubbing
version's
it.
good though.
It's redubbing it. That's
Yes.
the idea.
Yeah.
Has anything more creative been done with it, or is it just redubbing it?
Who wants some communism memes?
Well, I feel like it's overdone communism as memes.
It is overdone, yeah. 'Cause
It is,
No,
but we
I would-
haven't
I would do
seen
the Alex
it.
Jones one.
Alexa.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I'll take a look for it.
Yeah.
Because I think what makes this, the reason I actually kind of like some of this meme is just because I like Alex Jones memes, and they made an Alex Jones meme in this.
But at that point, there's
I don't really care for this meme that much, other than the fact that they didn't. I don't know. I like Alex Jones because
Introducing
He's got gifts
Amazon
in his name.
Echo. With your new personal assistant, Alexa Jones. Whatever you need, all you have to do is ask Alexa Jones.
This isn't it, is it?
What does it do?
I think it is.
It is.
Yeah.
Alexa,
Okay.
what
Yeah,
do
it
you
is.
do?
Teach people about the sexual pleasure of eating turds.
Awesome. Alexa, play rock music.
Alexa,
He
stop.
looks like the guy from
Wait, Alan.
Silicon Valley.
Excuse
What
me.
time is it?
Time to die.
Alexa, how tall is Mount Everest?
Look it up for yourself. I mean, this is one thing. What do you think tap water is? It's a gay bomb, baby.
Alexa, add wrapping paper to the shopping list.
Those are fucking fighting words. Excuse me.
Alexa, how many teaspoons are in a tablespoon?
Listen, fuckhead. You have fucking crossed the line. Get that through your goddamn fucking head.
Alexa, set a timer for 8 minutes.
You piece of shit. You fucking goddamn fucker.
Pat's not a morning person, but Echo definitely helps him wake up.
You better wake up, get your butts in gear, because you are being
perfect.
attacked.
This is amazing. I'm.
Okay, I think I've seen that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I fucking love Alex.
Alex Jones is a beautiful man, let me say it. Like,
Yeah, beautiful Texan. Yeah.
he is. Oh, like, someday we have to just fucking react to one of his shows.
Sometimes we have to have him
Yeah.
on, like Skype him.
Oh, hell
Hell yeah.
He'll do it too.
Oh,
Of course.
I'll fucking chat with Alex Jones. Like, so what do you think? Do you think the uptick in gay pride is because of the gay bombs in the water?
I love too how he's like, yeah, when I was 16, I slept with hundreds of women. I'm not bragging though.
Oh, to be fair, have you seen him when he was 16?
I have not.
He was really into bodybuilding in his
God
early
damn it,
20s.
maybe
He
I
was
would-
fucking.
To be fair,
Is
he
that
does
what
look
that
like a silverback.
I don't know, but people like that. But anyway, so Amazon Echo and
About
I guess
meme.
and I guess Alexa memes as well.
I reckon I'll start off on this one since I went last the other time. But really, like, I'm really saying the same points from last time. It's the exact same format. You've just got a different like content. You're dubbing and mixing like other people in over the Alexa, which has been done before.
Yes.
It's another 2 from me, I think.
See, I'm actually I gave Steamed Hams, what was it, 3.25 or a 3. Or just a 3?
It was 3.
Yeah, 3
Yeah.
seems fair. With this, I'm actually less in love with it than I was with Steamed Hams. Because part of it was I adore the Fallout New Vegas Steamed Hams. I think that was really creative. I think
that
that was
was.
really well done.
Yes.
But with this, I don't think as much has been done,
No.
especially from what I've seen here. And I've seen a few other Alexa memes which are also quite limited. So I'm probably saying slightly below average with a 2.25. Because it is less creative than the average meme.
It's not smarter than the average bet.
Hey.
I guess I'll go next. I figured it wasn't. See, they've also done these kind of memes with like Google Home and all the other like Siri. Like it's been done for years. The only thing I liked was the Alex Jones one, just because Alex Jones. I'd only give this meme like a 1.25. Like
Really?
it's really quite low.
Nothing good's been done with it.
It's just dubbing it at it. So it's like taking like Djibouti dubs adds well. They're funny. They're infomercials. He does that funny. redubbing ads, like especially communism, like that's just like they
It's
add
passe.
like they add it is. They add the music. It's like that's been done for so many memes. Like
It's almost overused.
It is overused.
it was overused like 2 years ago. Like, and also.
It's also the amount of unironic communists.
Oh yeah, no.
Stop it.
All the unironic communists flock to it. It's like Stalin was a god.
Yeah.
Fuck.
The surprising thing, though, is that like the two big YouTube memers, Dolan Dark and Grande, have gone ham on this meme.
Have they?
Yeah, they've made like at least 2 videos each on it. So
Okay.
Excuse me. I'd like to give my rating
Okay.
before you start talking. I think it's not as good as Steamed Hands in my opinion.
That's my humble little opinion.
Shut up. Trump and Alex Jones. Two of the greatest memes as people that you will get.
But
And
what's
that's
the most
why.
mainstream?
But it's funny.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make that meme particularly funny
Rating.
in itself.
Yes.
So, 2.
2.
Two.
Because once again, there's no use to the format. It is just what you add to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're basically stealing other memes to make that.
Exactly, because with Steamed Hams, there is some comedy inside that, and you can play with that a little bit.
Yeah.
While with this, it is so limited.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas this is like, haha, throwback to communist memes.
Well, look, it's Trump.
You want 1.25? So we've got all our ratings for this.
Yeah.
So now our third meme for consideration.
We're gonna have a third meme. Is the "You So Precious" meme.
Yeah, I have not seen this
Me
before.
neither.
Right, have a look.
Is this sort of new on the scene, or is this just never get big?
It's very basic.
Yeah.
Very basic.
So this is a Filthy Frank version.
The only reason this took off is because they have a Snapchat filter for it now.
Yeah.
Wow.
It really does mock like those sort of Snapchat filter sort of things.
Well,
in
it
a
actually,
way,
yeah, it
though.
is one now.
Like, which is the sort of the idea behind
Yeah.
it.
So who's going first?
Not me.
I don't want to shit on this.
I want to go first, just because I'm gonna fucking roast.
So
Oh,
do you
what
want
about
to-
Dolly?
actually,
Dolly, you
Dolly,
go
you go
first.
Before we do this, do you want to do the Zuck one? Because I actually like the Zuck one.
All right, we'll do it to Zuck one.
'Cause the Zuck one's-
I've got it on the dock.
the
So.
Zuck one's pretty cool.
This is a Dolan Dark.
You so fucking precious when you smile.
Nice job, team.
Hit it from the back and drive you wild.
Love it. Love it.
Girl, I lose myself up in those eyes.
Oh, perfect. That's good.
Oh man.
See, like, there's something much more creative was done than just showing fucking Filthy Frank clips.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they actually made it like.
Well, it
Tell a
was
little bit of a
Dolan
story.
Dark, so
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. You've got something more competent there.
yeah.
Zuck is hot guy.
Alright, off you go, Dolly.
Honestly, not that much of a fan.
Weak meme.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
pretty
it's
weak.
weak, yeah.
It's pretty weak. It's just not me. It's
See,
not
to
my
me-
kind of meme.
It,
I'll go at 1.5.
See, to me, it's the most middle of the road meme I've seen in a long time. Because there's a tiny amount of comedy in the format, because you can reference, like, hey, it's like a Snapchat, like, sort of compilation shit video. And it's sort of a little bit romantic, there's a little bit of comedy there. And there's a little bit of flexibility with the format, because you can there's a little bit of a structure there when you're talking about eyes, when you're talking about hitting it from the back. You can
The Trump one's okay.
You could do some funny shit with that structure. The problem is really it's still very limiting. It hasn't really taken off huge. You can't do macros with it. You can't really do good content on a lot of platforms. I would say it is the most average meme I've come across. 2.5.
That's a high score. I want to go next because I just want to say, counterpoint. I feel like I've seen it a lot recently on my feed. It's the kind of thing that I'll scroll down and I'll let it play anyway, and I might, if it's like a Trump one, I might get like one chuckle. What annoys me about it is it's very.
Normie.
It's
Basic.
just it's like
It's not
I
that
don't
funny.
like much about it. As anything. I don't like the music, I don't like the fucking editing. It just reminds me of fucking like Musical.ly as like an app, you know, it's like
Oh my god, you're right!
the way it cuts between things.
Yep.
I've enjoyed Musically content, guys.
I'm going to give
I
this
have to die.
I'm going to give this like a 0.25.
Fuck me.
Oh wow, you actually gave it the same score I was gonna give it,
So
because
it's a-
I think this meme is absolutely
Oh,
atrocious.
it's fucking shit.
It's short, it doesn't really like add anything, and really it's like sort of pandering almost to these Snapchat filters. It's like, oh look what you can do with this Snapchat filter when Snapchat has just like gone a big giant fuck you to all
So
of
in your
us.
mind, like in the list of bad things in life, it goes like the Holocaust and then this.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it's dreadful. I personally don't like it,
Jesus.
but yeah.
That's why I was surprised you
Probably
gave it such
not
a
as
high
harsh as 0.25, but 0.5 definitely.
I'm surprised that he gave it such a high score.
Well, because
Yeah.
like, to me, it's the most average meme I've seen in a long time. Because like, I got a little bit of chuckle out of Zuck having fucking reptilian
But
eyes.
again, that's probably just
Nah.
Zuck memes.
Zuck
instead of
memes are
actual
funnier.
rap
Oh, yeah.
memes.
Zuck
Yeah.
is Zuck.
Like, what I'm saying is this isn't revolutionary. It's not going to change anything. But in the same vein, it's so short and so weak as to be inoffensive. Like, to me, a really bad meme is when you get into like people who still use Bad Luck Brian. That's fucking hot garbage. That's stop it and eat a bullet.
Yeah.
That's to me
a
a 0.25. To me, this is just, it'll be forgotten in 2 weeks, and no one will ever remember it. No one will ever talk about it. It's just gone.
Yeah. Well, that's why I give it such a low rating, because I
Okay.
just think it just doesn't add anything. I like memes that are creative. I like memes that add something to meme culture. This adds nothing.
It's just
Meme
not funny.
culture.
This
Hey,
is really
Donovan,
even like bring it
I sent you a
backwards.
message on Facebook.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you send Bob's?
I did not send Bob's.
Virgin.
No Virginia.
I did not send Bob's.
Fuck the homemade pot filled with
the
the
Philo boys.
But now, so before we clear out, because normally we end with meme review, do we want to do the BuzzFeed quizzes we have lined up?
Ooh.
Because
Who wants to do some BuzzFeed?
I
hell
do.
yeah.
You know one.
Shall we take a look through these delicious
Do
quizzes?
you want to do one
Which
together?
sex position are you based on
Hell
your
yes!
binge watching
Hell yeah!
preferences?
Black Mirror!
That does sound really sexy.
So we all have a favourite sex
Yeah, all of
position.
us.
All of
Yes.
us, yeah.
Yes.
Why are
As-
you touching my thigh?
Because
This is turned to
As well as
shit.
a favourite
we just
position
need to
for
play
catching
some
up on our
tragic,
favourite
lonely
shows.
music over this.
So, let's find out which sex position you are based on your binge watching preferences, shall we?
Shall we?
Shall
Yes,
we?
we shall.
And
Okay.
why aren't the
And
images
there's no
loading?
Black Mirror.
yeah, your
Stranger
internet's
Things.
cucked, mate.
Stranger Things
Alright.
and all those.
So who's doing it?
Go.
Him.
Stranger Things, because Dark's kind of garbage. 30 Reasons Why is hot garbage. Narcos is okay.
Whoa.
Don't worry.
Whoa.
Orange is the New Black is okay, but I'm just not into it. So, Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. Narcos is not that bad.
No, it's good, it's just not for me. What ideal snack? I am
Ideal
going...
Come on.
Pizza.
No, I actually adore donuts. I'm secretly a cop.
You're secretly Homer Simpson.
Content
Cheap
pop.
friggin'
I'm gonna pull a mask off and just...
Have a drink. Ooh.
Well, if I'm gonna have something, I'm gonna have to have a milkshake with donuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
fair play.
Correct answer.
Pick
Nutella
a
milkshake.
setting to have my my marathon. Is this for the sex position or is
Yeah,
this for the
sex
binge watching?
marathon.
Yeah.
Oh well, I'm gonna be in a hammock. I love hammocks.
You do
You
like
Do
hammocks.
love, yeah.
They're wonderful. What are you doing?
Himself.
Just me and my sweet
do you want to have
self.
the realist meme or the hopeful meme? Right?
Realist,
Realist.
please.
Realist.
You and your sweet self with your little donut.
Come
Actually, no.
on. You're not
Normally I
optimist.
invite my friend groups to watch it.
Your friends?
Yes.
We've been through this.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
made me watch Teen
Right.
Wolf.
Yeah.
They're garbage.
They're not
Yes.
friends then.
Yeah.
They're no longer
No
alive.
pop.
I'll pick
Cat-
a pup to
cat, fuck
snuggle
off, I'll
with.
take the cat.
Don't.
Fuck dogs.
What?
Not like Juan does though.
You were wrong. Dogs
Yeah,
are the best.
you're wrong.
Dogs are the best.
Cats
come on.
are the best.
No,
Three
cats
versus
are
one.
fucking
I don't give a
selfish.
shit.
Bye,
It's my
doggy.
sex position.
That's the show.
After-
Black Mirror! Oh, Black Mirror!
Ah!
Out of Big Mouth's garbage, Atypical I haven't seen, Love's garbage, The Crown's haven't seen, Ozark haven't seen, Black Mirror I love.
Yes.
Yeah, Black Mirror.
Yeet.
Black Mirror.
Against
Against
the
the
wall.
wall.
I'm
Oh.
You are a passionate person who loves getting lost in the moment.
That's not wrong. That is not wrong.
Whether it's with your lover or in a particularly moving scene in a TV show.
Okay, so who's getting pinned up against the wall?
I
No,
nominate Juan.
I know the real answer, but I'm not going to say it for obvious reasons.
Hurtful. Anyway, on that note, let's move to someone else. Who else wants to know their best sex position? Come on.
Oh, please, no, let's not do that same quiz.
Yeah,
Fine.
we're gonna
Okay,
do a
fine,
different
fine.
Wait, wait, type in sex quiz into like the
Oh.
search bar.
Just
and
type
see what
in
comes up.
sex.
This has turned to shit.
It's beautiful.
Wait, go back! Go the fuck back!
What?
Backspace. 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 Keep backspacing.
What the fuck?
Search history! It's a sexy Asian.
What the fuck?
Get caught out, boy.
You gotta be an horror film, man!
Oh shit, boys! Oh shit! Drama Nation! Call Killer Keemstar!
I've been found out.
When the wife is away, gotta find a replacement.
Kill me now.
Yes, Buzzfeed! Oh, that's so good!
Buzzfeed has
Now-
revealed
Sweating a
that
bit here.
Darryl loves
I've
the
been-
yellow
His
puss.
pits are doubling down in
Oh, yeah.
sweat. Oh,
Oh my god.
I miss her, okay?
You cut that out.
roasted.
I fucking love that so much.
I want to die.
You got outed by fucking BuzzFeed.
Oh, fuck.
That's what you get for chatting shit about it. It roasted you hard.
How were you feeling when Juan was doing the Asian accent? Did that get to you?
Hello, Dale. Precisely.
Hello,
yeah,
Darryl. How are you?
Hey,
How
hey,
are you
Juan.
for that?
Yeah, he's sweating
We'll meet
more.
later.
He's sweating more.
Yeah, his pits have gone from swamp to fucking like.
All the way down to the bottom of my
Everglades.
shirt. Yep.
Yep. His pits are like his pants when he sees an Asian girl.
Oh, I feel so bad for you, Baz.
It's so
You cunts.
This is why you should have autofill turned on.
Take the L.
I think I
Fuck
took an L.
Nobody look at
But
my
why were
computer.
you searching that in BuzzFeed?
No,
No,
it just
carries
autofills
over.
like if it's a search bar.
Anyway,
Okay.
So are we gonna stop with the
How do you-
destruction of Darryl's
How do you turn that off, John? How do you turn it off?
You can clear it in Chrome settings. We'll do that after.
Okay.
We'll do that after
I'll
this.
do it after.
After it goes through here, right?
Yeah, after I go through all the
Yep.
kinks.
After you
You're
become
not
your
touching
perfect
my
track.
computer.
So, ladies and
10
gentlemen, thank
hours.
you for listening to the Triple D podcast. Yeah, thank you for listening to what appears to be my developing stroke. I've had a lovely time recording this. Juan, did you have a good time?
I did actually. It picked up after once we got rolling. Yeah.
Once we found Darryl's search history, that's what it picked up.
I feel so
But
Yeah.
ripperoonie.
that won't be decontextualized by him
that-
fucking removing the context.
That's going to be a podcast long meme.
It will.
It will carry on until this
It'll never
podcast
die.
dies.
But anyway, thank you,
Until
ladies.
I die.
But now,
Yeah.
thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening. Leave a like, subscribe,
Thank you very
comment,
much.
share it with your friends, share it on every social media, put it up on Pornhub, do whatever you want.
There are actually some like
Good
people
one.
upload like Disney films to Pornhub
I've
because
noticed.
they have no content ID
Please stop.
system.
But anyway, so thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening. Leave a like, subscribe if you can, do all that shit. And if you can figure out who our lovely guest was, please tell him in real life about how you felt about his performance.
Oh fuck no!
Yeah,
I don't
hunt
want
him
I don't
down.
want a performance review.
Beat him with rocks. Beat him with rocks and sticks until he bleeds on the pavement, and that is when he will know. You should have not revealed Darryl's search history.
I
To be
think
fair,
I
Darryl,
revealed
yeah.
my search.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You failed.
But anyway,
Without doing
BuzzFeed
intros.
exposed me.
farewell.
I've been
Okay.
exposed
Oh my
by
god, that's like a
BuzzFeed.
great headline.
Oh
It's like
God.
that's the
Darryl
title.
exposed.
Yeah, good title.
Yes.
BuzzFeed exposed me.
Yep.
Clickbait.
But anyway,
dear.
now, let's sign off. Good night. Have a lovely night. Have a lovely day, and hopefully you had a better Valentine's Day than any of us.
Yeah, you're gonna carry that weight. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yep.
Bye.
I'm gonna end my life.
I love you all.
What?
No.
Stop.
Stop.
Yeah.
Farewell.